mantle clocks, imported coffee, daily mail service. Does any of this sound medieval to you? Didn't think so. Then what was it doing in the seemingly rural, idyllic land we know as the Shire, populated by an allegedly simple, fun-loving people called the Hobbits? But who were the Hobbits, really? A jovial, food and pipeweed-loving people? Or were they the most technologically advanced Machiavellian political manipulators Middle Earth had ever seen? If you find yourself awake at night, tormented by these questions as we are, please join us in the Speculation Zone. The words of the professor, while beautiful, can be troubling. He drew from a pocket in his old jacket, which he still wore over his mail, crumpled and much folded, Thorin's letter that had been put under the clock on his mantelpiece in May. Tolkien, J.R.R., The Hobbit, 75th Anniversary, Kindle edition. What was a clock doing in Tolkien's allegedly medieval setting, full of swords and sorcery? What about an umbrella, matches, fish, and chips? No medieval palate could handle such modern decadence. Now, the line that we've been fed over and over again is that these are mere anachronisms, not to be confused with arachnicisms, which is what Frodo experienced with Shelob in the pass of Cirith Ungol when led there by the traitorous Smeagol. They will continue by saying that Tolkien was merely using his experiences from his life and infusing them into his work, and that we shouldn't read too much into what is obviously a fictional story for children. But this is a man who invented 2 languages for said silly children's story. So no, I don't buy into your claim that this was an unserious man writing unserious fiction for unserious children. It, the Shire, is in fact more or less a Warwickshire village of about the period of the Diamond Jubilee. Letter 178 to Allen and Unwin, December 12, 1955, handwritten paper edition. Meaning that the Shire was a solid 500 years ahead in its economic, technological, and cultural development compared to the rest of Middle-earth. So why didn't Aragorn, a ranger of the North, have matches to light a simple fire? Well, actually, we know the answer to that. He was a filthy Dunedain. But what about Legolas? Refined, wealthy, prince of the woodland realm. He's obviously rich enough to have the finest anything. Now, the image I'm about to show you may shock many of you. So if you have any medical conditions or high blood pressure, I beg you to please avert your eyes. This is an image inked by the professor himself. And what is this in the corner? Look at it! Look! A barometer, but also a mantelpiece clock. The barometer really shouldn't be there either, but look at it! What is it doing there? Now, some of you might be saying that technically during the tail end of the medieval era, they had mechanical clocks. And yes, we're aware of the Salisbury Cathedral clock. But notice, it wouldn't fit on Bilbo's mantelpiece, being the size of a man-room and weighing many men's in weight. To say nothing of the fact that Tolkien's rendering looks more akin to a pendulum clock, which were invented by Dutch clocketeer Christiaan Huygens in 1656, nowhere near the Salisbury's birth in 1386, nearly 300 years earlier. Yes, clocks existed at this time, but not that clock. And the barometer? 1643. Well, at least that kind. Don't at me about Galileo. If these questions linger in your mind, follow us as we seek deeper into the speculation zone.
Also, like and subscribe.